Everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is time for another monthly update on how this YouTube channel is doing. We're going to talk about a couple things in this video. Number one, we're going to talk about the revenue that was generated by this YouTube channel from Google Ads. Second, we're going to talk about the actual performance in terms of views and subscribers gained and some of the catalysts that led to that. And third, we're going to talk about overall growth of the channel. One of the things I want to mention before we get into it, I'm looking to try to diversify and scale the channel, and I have a couple of ideas, some of the things that I've implemented over the past couple of weeks based upon my previous video that I made in February on thoughts that people had on how the channel could diversify. So definitely leave your comments in the bottom of the video for some thoughts you have on how I could diversify the channel and different content you guys are looking for. I think there's a lot of different routes to go in terms of how the channel could be diversified and how the content could scale, but looking forward to all thoughts. And, you know, one of the things I realized is if you just ask your audience some of the stuff that they care about seeing, you're much likely to just get better answers versus theorize it on your own. Like, you've got to do a lot of hypothesizing and theorizing on your own, but if you just ask people, you can get some direct answers and some direct feedback like I did in the last video, and it actually made a lot of sense. So let's get into the analytics. So here we go. February, people watched your videos 497,681 times. We got close to 500,000 views on the channel, which was pretty awesome. Estimated revenue was $3,694.82. Views, almost 500K. Watch time, 66,000 hours roundabout. And we gained about 4,000 subscribers, 4,032 to be exact, in the month of February. Now, this is pretty cool. Now, the analytics in the context of January were $2,183 for the revenue, 364,000 times people watched it, and we also gained 4,000 subscribers. The thing about January that was a little bit rougher was that the RPMs were really, really low. So where is that stat that I can show you there? Here we go, revenue. RPM was averaging around $6, and that means for every 1,000 views, the revenue that this channel brought was about $6, which is relatively low for kind of like a finance channel and a stocks and investing channel, just because the advertisers are paying a lot more money to get in front of the eyeballs that are watching that type of content because they're selling them products that are a little bit more meaningful. So that was relatively low. The reason it's low in January is because after Christmas, December, November, companies unleash their marketing budgets all on YouTube, and once that dries up, then in January, there's just a natural tendency for it to slow down. So if we go to February, the RPM has changed. It's up 24%, $7.42. The CPM is also up 13 cents, $14.35. Some days it was doing pretty decent, as you can see in the middle of February. I think this is because of Valentine's Day. If I had to hypothesize, whenever there's an event coming up, there's a lot more like sales and deals going on. So advertisers, in terms of what they're selling, ultimately get to sell they get to spend more marketing dollars, right? Because there's a sale, so they're going to generate more sales, which means they can spend more money to acquire customers. Estimated revenue, this was up 76% on the month and around $3,694. So this is a pretty. I mean, I was satisfied by this. I was astonished by this. It was pretty good money to just say that, you know, you spent a month and you got $3,700 of side income. Now let's look a little bit at what this is, because as happy I am about this and as astonished I am and as great of a side income that it is, you know, there was a lot of work that had to be done to actually get this. If we look at the videos, every day we have an average of around 2 to 3 videos. Some days we have 4 videos, 3, 2. There's not a single day where there's one video. Like, you can guarantee there's going to be a video every single day. Even on the last day of February, there were 4 videos that were published. So, and there were 28 days in the month of February as well. So the thing here that's really important to understand is if you take the number of hours that I spent making a video, and you divide this by the revenue that was generated, you might be looking at something around minimum wage, right? I mean, you could say that it takes around an hour to create a video, maybe even 2 hours sometimes, just in terms of, and it's hard to calculate it, but there's a level of research involved, there's recording involved, there's editing involved, there's uploading involved, there's thumbnail title creation, then there's like generating the tags, the description, all this stuff. So I would say if on average you could put an hour into it, but you could also say sometimes there's more than that because there's just more time doing stuff. So for example, there's like a live stream I think I did that was like 2 or 3 hours. Like, there was a lot of setup for that live stream. Then there was the actual live stream itself. Then there was the editing. Like, it's so you could definitely say that this is not an automated service to the point where this 3,700 came without no work, right? If people are looking like, wow, 3,700, that's a lot. It's like, it's a lot. It's awesome. It's amazing. But it took these many videos to get it out there, right? It wasn't like, I'm not one of those channels that can do one video a month and like expect that video to blow up or anything. It's a financial news channel. So kind of just wanted to put that point out there in terms of the work that is necessary. Now, on the days, you can see it's averaging around $100. We have some days it goes lower. Fridays are always tend to be like not the best. I remember this Friday in particular, Friday 11th, I published these 3 videos and they all just bombed. And I worked really hard on like this video in particular, this Chamath Polyapatía video. This required me to do a lot of editing because I had to like go back into the video that I was looking at from the All In podcast. And it just took a lot of, and it was annoying because then I think the audio got deleted at one portion. So it was just like a lot of stuff. This Palantir is actually a hidden metaverse. I thought this was a phenomenal video. I did a lot of research to try to figure out how Palantir could play a role in the metaverse. The finding the thumbnail for this video took like 30 minutes. Right? It's like, this is what I mean by, and this day was one of the worst days that I had. Now, probably because it's a February, it's a Friday and less people are watching videos on a Friday, right? Like you could say hypothetically that's a reason, but nonetheless, it was pretty annoying, right? And then February 14th, we had $179 posting 4 videos. Actually, there was 2 videos. These were just like 2 random tests that I was doing. So, but these 2 videos did really well. So like this video, this was Alex Karp, what was it? It was his shareholder letter. This got 13,000 views, and I think it got like 8,000 in a day or something. And it was a timely video. It was an important video. I was just reading it, and it ended up doing really well, right? So like there are certain videos that might do amazing, certain videos that might do not. February 23rd was the highest day we had, $206. We published 4 videos here. And as you can see, like this thing. So for example, this entire live stream for Russia, Ukraine went on for around 4 hours and 13 minutes. So if you take, this made $52, right? So if you literally just divide 52 by 4 hours, you're talking about, what is that? Almost about $13 an hour, which is less than minimum wage in some areas, right? And so like that, and that's what I mean. And then think about the other thing is this was at late at night. So this was like from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Kind of think of what the sleep opportunity cost it took, right? Because then I couldn't sleep, so I had to wake up. And then when I woke up in the morning, I was a little bit drowsy. I wasn't as productive. So there's all these things to kind of take into account when you're trying to figure out how to justify making this much money and if it's actually worth it. And to me, it's worth it because it's not about the money. To me, the money is an awesome thing to have on the side, but to me, it's about the attention and building the audience at scale. Like, and I know that sounds kind of crazy. It's like, how is it not about the money? Don't you want more money? Of course I want more money. I think all of us want more money, but it's not about the money. It's really about, can you build an audience? Because on the backside of attention and audience is financial opportunity, and more importantly is just the ability to build something. And that's what this YouTube channel is. This is like my ability to build something and ultimately make it meaningful. So last thing I want to just show, we'll go back there real quick, is view count. So view count was averaging around, I would say like 13,000 views a day. We had some great days at 26,000. We haven't been able to cross a 30,000 viewpoint day, so hopefully we will get to that eventually. But that's sort of the idea of the channel. And again, 3-4 videos a day. There's one day I put one video. Oh, and this video did really well, so that's why. And it was a Friday, so I didn't want to like ruin it. So I just, Fridays are always tougher, so I just put one video up there. Subscriber count. Now, one thing I wanted to mention about subscriber count, this is another thing that happened. Jeremy from Financial Education shared my video on his channel twice, and there were 2 spikes. So he shared it on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and that you can see we have 314 subs in one day. That wasn't happening, right, for all of February. And then the next day, we got 440 subs. He shared this video I did with Sean, asking a former IBM employee why he's long Palantir. So that goes to show one video you make could take off, not necessarily just from a YouTube algorithm perspective, but also just from the relevance that video has. That video was great for Sean. It got him a bunch of people knowing about him. That video was obviously great for me, and that video got picked up by Jeremy. And like the way I think about it is Jeremy is a influencer in the stocks and financial YouTube space. He has around 715,000 subscribers. I think 60,000 people saw that video, and out of those 60,000 people, 700 of them, 314 plus 444, came to my channel and subscribed, which is pretty awesome, right? And he didn't even leave the link in the description. So I was just like, yo, at least drop the link. He didn't even leave the link in the description, and people manually searched up my name just to come find it. And that was great for Sean as well. And I find that similar to like a media outlet picking up a video, right? So like if Bloomberg or the New York Times picked up one of your YouTube videos or your TikTok, their attention and their traffic that they're generating also feeds into your attention and your traffic. So from a pure content creation perspective, which I'm trying to get deep into and understand and like really dive into. There are so many different ways to growth hack and find attention, but this one was really random. I mean, this one, like if this doesn't happen in March, I can't guarantee we're going to have 4,000 subscribers in March. Like you may see my March daily update video with this number being like 2,000, this number being, maybe like 1,500, because like these things are random at the end of the day and I can't control them. And a lot of times, you do the best you do, but sometimes it's random stuff happens. And then, so that's 440. And then he shared, and then the residual effects you could see from here, 200, 200, 200 a day. That was a little bit more residual from that. And then again, he shared it right here. He shared another video I did with Sachin Sharma explaining why he's going all in. And I think that video got like another like 60,000 views. That jumped, as you can see, it was at 70, 76, 60, and then 196, 233. That was all from Jeremy sharing the video twice. So those were some interesting stats that happened. Watch time hours stayed pretty consistent at around 1,900 hours a day. I would say around, it was the lowest we got was 1,300. Highest we got was 4,000. And we ended it around the 2,000s. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's what it was like. So that's how it was. February, that's how much YouTube paid me, and that's how many times YouTube watched the videos. March is another challenge. We're going to see how we can keep going, see how we can keep growing this. Again, if you have ideas or concepts or things you want to see, series you want to see on the channel to diversify the content, please let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I'm open to a lot of ideas. One of the things, final thing I was going to say, I started live streaming the market open. So live streaming every day, 9:15 to 10:15. I will give the results on how that's doing, how that's expanding the channel for all the people that want to know in terms of content creation. At the end of March, and I'll show that and the effects of that. But every morning, I think I've only missed one day, and that's because like at night I had to go to the hospital for something. Everything was fine. But every single day, 9:15 to 10:15 a.m., live streaming the market open. And I think what that does, that gives a good boost to the day because it like starts off the day of just like doing something. It's another video that eventually can be monetized as well. So it's great stuff for just like pure content. It's something I really wanted to do because I wanted to challenge myself of like talking about different things about the market. And, when you're interacting with a chat, there are so many different topics that come out, so many different questions come out. It gives you so many different ideas and it forces you to understand more about the world, forces me to read a bunch of articles in the morning to be able to have sense of what I'm talking about in the live stream. So I think it's overall a really, really healthy challenge in terms of content creation and content diversification. But I'm looking for more ideas, right? And that was one idea that I think was a successful idea that has to be executed over the next couple months to really see the impact of it. But it is an idea that I've committed myself to, and I'm going to be able to do it. And I'm also doing late night stock talks around, like, I would say 4 days a week, around probably from around 11 to 12. So we've done it 2 days this week. I wasn't able to do it last night. Friday, we do the podcast anyway. So around 11 to 12 late night stock. We've had about 100, 150 people join every night, just like talking stocks late at night and talking philosophy and a lot of other fun stuff. So different ways to diversify the channel. If you have any thoughts in the comments, please leave them below on how we could diversify the channel, how we could scale the content, and yeah, how we can ultimately grow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for commenting. Any questions or tips on YouTube growth and content creation? I'm not the biggest creator in the world. I have some thoughts. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them and give my advice from what I've been able to do as best as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Looking forward to your comments. I'll see you in the next one.